Storms have now moved out of our area, but they left behind some downed trees and power lines. 11 Alive's Karis Belger tracking those damage reports today. She's in Atlanta's Grant Park neighborhood. So Karis, a big tree came down there, brought a couple of lines down with it. How's the cleanup going?
Well, right now, crews are just about done. I'm on Ormwood and Marion in southeast Atlanta right now. We understand that the power, at least on this part of the street, just came back on. But if you look behind me, you can see what's left of that giant tree. So you see it had to be sliced into multiple pieces here. Earlier in the morning, it was on top of two cars. I was actually speaking with a neighbor who told me that power on one part of the street was completely gone. One car was damaged with the window, and another car only had a few dents in it. But take a look at what we were seeing earlier in the morning. In fact, around 4 o'clock, when my photographer and I first arrived on the scene here, the street was completely blocked off, and that's because police wanted to make sure nobody was driving through this intersection, and of course running into the down power line and the tree as well. I want to make sure people understand that it's very dangerous when that happens. So at one point, we know the crews had to shut off the power as they slowly began to work on this, and it was there for hours. I know crews got to the scene at around 9 o'clock this morning. Right now, where we are, it's a little bit after 11 o'clock. They are just now wrapping up. So to give you an idea of how much work they had to go through. And we actually spoke with one neighbor earlier who was dealing with the effects, of course, of that down power line. Here's what she had to say.
Well, I'm supposed to be working right now and I have no power, so that's, so we went for a walk instead. But hopefully it'll be on soon and I can get back to normal.
She's not the only one who was dealing with that. I understand a few neighbors walked down to the nearby coffee shop because even that was off the table. People got to get their days going. A little caffeine goes a long way. But this crew finishing up here, we understand they are working across Metro Atlanta to address all the other power outages, all the other down trees that they've had to contend with as well. In southeast Atlanta, I'm Karis Belger, 11 Alive News.
Karis, thank you. Big size tree there down behind you. Nicole Hartford is tracking the weather impact. You know, when these storms hit overnight, the day after really shows us what areas got hit hardest.
Yeah, and the focus of a lot of that wind damage from the storms overnight has really been in the northwestern corner of the state. You can see that from our storm reports. These are in from the National Weather Service just in the last 24 hours. They have still been adding to the number of reports, but there's really a focus up towards the north and the west of the Atlanta metro. Most of these storm reports are for downed trees associated with the strong winds along those storms, and they stretch as far south as into the Noonan area through portions of Coweta County out towards Athens as well. Now the storms have cleared. We're left with cloud cover. There is still a few isolated showers pushing in from the west, and we'll keep a low-end rain chance in the forecast throughout the rest of the day today, but our severe weather threat is over. That said, we are left with gusty winds. You can see those winds blowing the flagpoles out at Rome. A lot of cloud cover. Current wind speed out of the west-southwest at about 9 miles per hour. Sustained winds are in that 5 to 15 mile per hour range, but we're still seeing gusts up to about 25 miles per hour, and some wind gusts are possible up to the 35 mile per hour range. So we do have a wind advisory that remains in effect until 7 o'clock this afternoon that could blow around additional debris. So keep that in mind if you'll be on the roadways, especially if you did have some downed trees in your neighborhood, that this could blow around additional tree limbs or just get things out in the road. So you will need to stay aware, especially out on roadways throughout the day today.
All right, Nicole, thank you.